Alright, welcome to another Nature's Glory Cabin Off-Road Edition. We're back in the backcountry byway. We're on another one of the new trails today, Rader Ridge. And we're going to show a map here, same map we had before, and we're going to be down in that left-hand corner today. This is a pretty good trail. It's probably about a 4 or 5. Pretty good mud, and it had been pretty dry. So here's the route that we took. We went all the way down and up, and Rader Ridge is a short section between sections of paved, and there's some gravel on the way.
Alright, we're on Rader's Ridge now. If you want to turn your cameras back on.
Alright, now we're going to continue on here, and we're finally actually on the Rader Ridge. Don't everybody forget now, you can if you want to subscribe and like this video, I'd appreciate it. Help spread the word. We're going to be doing some more stuff as time permits. Today we're just doing this one trail on the new section, and we'll try to get through it here and tell you all about it. We're showing the whole trail, so this one's a little bit longer than usual. Like I do all new trails, I show the whole trail. It's sped up so we can get through it without being too painful. It probably took us about an hour, like most of these do. There's some ruts in places. I don't know how well you can see them on the video, but right now we're going across some pretty good ruts. I'm on 33s, like I've always said. Most of these folks are on 35s, and if I could do it on 33s and you have taller tires, you can probably do it too. I wouldn't do it alone. I would go make sure you have somebody with you just in case. Changing weather conditions, heavy rains, etc. can make it rougher. As you saw from the little video intro, we apparently had a little spot where somebody went through, tried to make it through a mud hole and didn't make it, and they had to get pulled out, and they went around. We'll talk about that when we get there. As always, we rent out our cabin when we're not using it. www.naturesglorycabin.com. You're on the YouTube channel here, and there's also a Facebook page of the same name. If you want to stay up in the Frenchburg area side of the gorge, there's also some trails on that side. That's considered the north side of the backcountry byway. You saw me wipe off the lens there. It got a little mud on it. I do that occasionally. Sometimes I cut it out when I can. Other times, if it's part of the trail, I just leave it in. Got a pretty good group. It's the same day 3 group that we've had all along. This is day 3, which is the main ride day of the spring meet of the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. This section is further south, and we did this right after we came off the Goe Cemetery. Little gravel road trail that the video that posted the week before. We obviously weren't going this fast. I just sped this up a little, just enough so you could still see what we're doing and not be too fast. So I won't talk all the way through this. We'll let you listen to some music. So far, most of this has been pretty good. We had a few ruts there at the beginning. You saw those, and it's just been pretty well dry dirt at the moment. We've been pretty dry up to this point. We've had rain since. This was May the 13th, 2023. And as of this video right now, I'm recording this and editing. This is the last half of July. So I am recording this a full 2 months later. Hope you don't get too bored with it. Just want to make sure you saw the whole trail, so know what you're getting into when you get there. In the GMRS at the beginning, you heard them say Rader's Ridge. That's technically not correct. It's Rader, R-A-D-E-R, Ridge. Don't forget the rules. Make sure you keep the vehicle in front of you and behind you in sight. Looked like the one in front of me got a little bit out of sight. There we go. Where I was waiting to make sure I saw the Jeep behind me. Doesn't have to be a Jeep, it can be any vehicle. A little mud here. This on both sides here is actually blackberries blooming. We got a lot of those in this part of the country, wild blackberries. In this video they were blooming. By now they've already become berries and are pickable. Again, this is part of the new section. They added over 300 miles. A lot of it is pavement, even though it is still technically considered the backcountry byway. If you use the Avenza Cartatrax map, the Avenza app and the Cartatrax map, it can show you where you're at. This is a pretty deep mud hole here. This was a thick one. I think I got quite a bit of mud on me here. The left front wheel had got muddy, so I cut it out on that particular one. I didn't realize it until I went back to edit the video that it had mud on it. So I just left this side-by-side view in. I appreciate your comments. Tell me what you think, how I do my editing. I think I've gotten better since I first started. I've learned a lot. Better and more cameras and better software to edit with. These the front and rear camera both have a filter on them to cut out the glare. Vehicle, the newer vehicle behind me with its headlights on, usually that caused me quite a bit of flaring in the camera. It's still kind of bright, but not softer now. This was a pretty good mud hole here. This is the one that people got stuck in. There's 3 lines here. There's as you come up to it, there's a left, a right, and a middle. Most of us took the middle, and we're going to switch over here and watch a little bit of the excitement. This was a piece from the beginning where I put that at the intro. There's a mud hole there, and he tried to go in it, and it actually was another mud hole I didn't get the video of that they got caught in. Those two are still hooked together with the tow strap because there was a mud hole behind them that the vehicle in the back got in, and the FJ in the front had to pull him out. So now it's going to be just the opposite. The guy in the back's going to have to try to drag him out of there. Takes a couple of good yanks. I'm doing this with a camcorder. I need to get a little more practice with it. This guy here's backing down. He's thinking he's going to have to help him. They're going to have to winch to him or something, but I think they finally get him out. We'll see it here in a second. This took a little while. This is real time, so I didn't speed this up, I don't believe at all. Just about got him. One more yank ought to do it. Alright, there he is. Now here they are, they're coming around. They're taking the far right way through, and it's just as easy as the middle one apparently. Got pretty muddy during that exchange. Alright, now everybody's through it. And off we go. Got spaced out a little bit there, some of them took off ahead of us. But we're going to make some pretty good time from here on out. Next time I do this trail, I will probably just leave in the exciting parts and just a little bit of the trail. A lot of this, there's no sense in repeating unless something's changed. Kind of like I've done with some of the other videos. If it's a new trail or the trail's changed, I'll try to make sure that I include those things. You can see how deep this is here. The original road was all the way up even the top of these. So we're down in some ruts and some mud again. We're out of it as fast as we got in it. I hang out occasionally in the gorge. You might see me over at Cowley's Campground or in the area sometime. Look me up if you see me up there. I have magnetic signs on the side of the Jeep that says Nature's Glory Cabin. And maybe we'll go out and take a ride sometime. Usually when I'm in the area, I'll post to the Facebook page and let everybody know when I'm around. So if you follow the Facebook page, you can see when I'll be in the area. And maybe we can hook up and do some more trail riding. On this day we started out all the way on, I believe we started at Fixer-LeeCo, went down to Cave Fork, and then on to Sinking Creek, and then up New Virginia, then to Goe Cemetery, and now we're on Rader Ridge. One more trail on this day. We hit Old Fincastle with this group, and that'll be coming soon after this one. It'll be an abbreviated version with just the fun parts. Watch for that. Beautiful scenery up in here. It's always green in these places back in Kentucky. Probably do this again maybe in the fall so we can see what it looks like, and sometime I'd like to see a little snow. Do that. We'll see some videos like that sometime. I'm hanging out here a second, wait until I see the Jeep behind me. The other guys took on off. I guess they forgot about me. No big deal. It's pretty easy right here. I just want to make sure nobody broke or anything. We all have GMRS radios, so we can keep track of where everybody is. If for some reason you don't have radios, honk your horn. Hopefully they'll hear you and stop. We have had radios die before, and it happens. So as we move on through here, we're going to end up hooking up on the other end to Spencer Ridge Road, which is a paved road. When we get there, I'll mention that, and we're going to finish the loop and go all the way back to the main road, where we go back out and back toward in the direction of Slade. Another little mud hole here. Had a couple of people going in the other direction. All of the backcountry byway is open to any off-road vehicle that's licensed and insured. Side-by-sides and unlicensed vehicles are not allowed, as these are old decommissioned county roads, so pretty much the same rules still apply. Wiping off the lens on the left front wheel camera again. I can't always tell when we're driving if it has anything on it, so I occasionally reach down and wipe it off. I can reach it from inside. That was a pretty good mud hole. Again, we didn't go as fast through this as this appears. When you reach mud holes, you should be cautious, because sometimes They always usually have a good solid bottom, but you don't know what kind of drop off they might have. Sometimes they drop off abruptly. Don't go to sleep on me through here. Yeah, it appears to be kind of boring, but again, we want to see the whole thing the first time. I understand it seems boring, but if you want to ride this trail, you probably ought to at least kind of have an idea of what it looks like. That's kind of why I do this. Get kind of deep down in here. We're getting close to the end now. We've had some storms, so there's some trees that were down. Alright, here we are. We're going to end up at Spencer Ridge. A right takes us back to the beginning of the loop. We're going to see a little map here in a second, and you can see the very bottom there is, you see Spencer Ridge Road pointing off to the left. We're coming together at the bottom. We're going to kind of turn left, Crestmont, Beattyville, Livingston Road, continue on. We're going to make a right on White Ash, Beattyville, Livingston Road, continue on, and end up on Route 52 in Beattyville at Route 11, and 11 takes you back to Slade. So we're going to make that left on 11 when we get there and head back toward Old Fincastle on this day. That'll be the last trail of day 3. Thanks for watching. Come back again.